Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a few beginner tips. If you are a sorcerer class here, I'm going to go over my favorite beginning farming location. And I'm going to show you how to do new spells. And I'm just kidding, Jess. This dumb little tutorial is for you. And so basically, I'm going to show you a farming location. I'm going to show you how to get some beginner spells, and that should pretty much lead you well on your way to becoming more powerful and stop dying as much, because you're still gonna die, and that's just part of this game. But I'm also gonna explain the scaling system and a few like basic, information type things about the game, for noobs like you, because you're a little noob. And I'm going to start by showing you how the weapon scaling system works. And you'll see the katana that I had in my hand. It's a Moonveil katana. You should definitely try to get this once you're done leveling up and getting the other things I'm showing you, because there's a big boss pretty much guarding this weapon. Once you defeat the boss, you'll get it. You can look up in a separate YouTube video how to get the Moonveil katana. It's the best beginning, I would say, intelligence scaling weapon. Now, what does that mean? Okay, well, on the right hand side of this, whole screen, you'll see character status, level 41, and then you'll see the different sections that I have and the levels in each section that I put in there. Because you're a sorcerer just like me, you're going to put a lot of points in intelligence. Therefore, you want to get a weapon that rewards you for having so many intelligence points. The weapon scaling system is what that is. If you look at the Moonveil title in the middle of the screen, work your way down to attribute scaling on the left side of that section. You'll see little abbreviations for STR, strength, intelligence, arcane, dexterity, and faith. And then this weapon scales in strength, intelligence, and dexterity. Now, the weapon scaling system has a ranking, so it's in reverse alphabetical order, with E being the worst and S being the best. And it goes E, D, C, no, yeah, C, B, A, and then S. So E, D, C, B, A, and S, and is the best scaling. And what that means is the better the letter, the higher the bonus you get, from just being a high level in that. So let's pretend that instead of me having like 31 intelligence in my character, that I have 31 intelligence, 31 strength, and 31 dexterity, for pretty much how I'm going to be explaining this. So if I were to have 31 in each of those fields, how it would affect the weapon power is as follows. Strength, it's E scaled, so I would get an extra, let's say 10 to 15 power added on to this katana for my level 31 strength I have on my character. Dexterity, it's a D rating scaling, so it's slightly better. I get rewarded slightly more for that. So instead of 10 to 15 extra power, I would get an added maybe like 15 to 20 extra power to my weapon. And now when we get to intelligence, it's even better. It's a C scaling, which is a higher grade. So I will now get maybe a 25 to 20 to 30, added power just for being level 31 in intelligence as well. Now, obviously, as you get higher levels in each one of these sections, it'll give you a higher bonus. But if you're a sorcerer, you're going to emphasize your points in intelligence. So you want a weapon that's going to reward you as you're leveling up, and as you're being a sorcerer throughout the game. You want to pretty much have the highest power, because these enemies are going to one-shot you. So you want to pretty much, obviously, have weapons that reward you based on your build. I hope I explained that well enough. And now I'm going to tell you about the best beginning staff in the game, called the Meteorite Staff. This has, as you can see in the attribute scaling, it's an S tier intelligence scaling. It is the best beginning staff that you can get in the game. It was somewhat easy to get as well. You just have to pretty much go to different sections. Look up a video on how to get the Meteorite Staff It is the best staff you can use to cast your spells, because obviously you're going to get the most power out of it because it's S tiered in intelligence, and your spells will be a lot stronger for that. You can see that this is also scaled in strength and D, so if you happen to put a few points towards strength, it even rewards you for that as well. So it's definitely a great staff to start off with. I recommend you get this one because it's also the same location. You get this cool spell called Rock Sling on it, on the staff. You can pretty much get the best staff in the game and the best early game spell in the game from one location. And it'll, you know, be less running around, more kind of being able to play through your game. Look up separate YouTube videos to get those. And you would have the pretty much the foundation for your casting in the beginning of the game. I'm going to show you how flasks work as well, because in order to cast, you need to have that large blue health bar, you know, always be full most of the time, underneath your red health bar. So the blue bar is called FP. I think it's, what is it, like faith points or something like that? I don't know. I don't care. I call it blue bar. So your flasks, if you look at my items on the bottom left, Flask of Cerulean Tears. I have 3 of those, and I have 3 Flasks of Crimson Tears. Crimson Tears replenishes my health. Cerulean Tears replenishes my FP. You can get more flasks in total if you find golden seeds throughout the map. You can look up a separate YouTube video to find golden seeds around this area, and it'll give you the ability to add a charge. You go to any grace site to add a charge to your flask. Go to Flasks, add charge. Use 2 golden seeds to increase your number of flask uses? Yes. Hit yes, not enough golden seeds because I already used all mine. But at one point, you will need 2. But you can level it up with 1 golden seed at a time. And then your total amount of flasks, you see I have 3 and 3. I have 6 total flasks. And you can actually allocate that however you'd like. You can have 4 and 2. You can have 5 and 1. You go to the same section to allocate. Right there, flask charges. How many do I want? Like this, you know. It's however you'd like. I keep it at 3 and 3 because I'm going to a harder section now, so I might need more health. But you can always, I recommend always having it ideally like this. When I get my next golden seed, I'm definitely going to do 4 and 3. So 4 in blue FP flask and the 3 in the other one. So that is how flasks work. Obviously, you want more flasks because you're going to be getting hit a lot, possibly dying. If you want more health, as a point of as a point of reference, vigor is what you want to level up in if you want more health. Okay, so vigor, there, boom, more health. You also get slightly more defense power. Intelligence scaling is what's going to give you more casting power. Your spells are going to be stronger. So you want to primarily focus on intelligence, a little bit of dexterity, and some health right here too. Mind, this increases your FP bar. It makes your blue bar longer. So ideally, I guess you should focus on 4 sections. It'd be in the following priority. Prioritize intelligence, then mind, then I guess vigor, and then dexterity. Dexterity helps with casting time. You'll be able to cast your spells quicker over time, but that's not as much as an impact as much as like how strong your spells should be. So that's just like a little added side benefit. So I would prioritize this last. All right, now we're gonna go to the farming location. This is a location I used to get all the way up to level 41. I'm gonna show you on the map where I'm at right now. This is Limgrave right here, this whole section. You start off around here. I am right here. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in. There's a grace here. You don't have to defeat any boss to get this grace. You just go here. Our farming location is in this area right here. There's 2 giants that patrol and bring a big carriage. They each give you 1,000 rune each for killing them. And what I do is I pretty much just ride my horse all the way down here. I stop in front of them, keep a safe distance, and I just casted my Glintstone Pebble spell, which is what you have, and I just spam it until they die. Now I'm going to show you at the same time how to do a critical hit, which is what you can do with a sword or like a physical melee weapon. Basically, when you down an enemy, when you hit them so hard and so many times that they just kind of like faint a little, they kind of get tired, they bend over essentially. What you can do is you can run up to them, you know, use your physical weapon. You have to stop, you have to completely stop moving, you know, no moving. You kind of run up to them, stop, R1, and you'll do a critical hit. And I'm going to demonstrate how that works. And that's a useful tip to know because in boss fights, sometimes bosses will be bent over like that, and what indicates that is they'll just look like tired. They'll lose their stance, they'll lose their aggression, and they'll just kind of like give up for a moment. And that's when you kind of run up to them and you take advantage of that entry that they give you to deal a critical hit. So you can just follow this path. You don't have to deal with this guy. You just ride past them. You can hold down C to ride faster on your little dumb horse, you know? He is a dumb horse, alright? I mean, look at him. Look at him, bro. He's a dumb horse, alright? He doesn't know what he is. Is he a bull or is he a horse? He's like a dwarf bull with, like, horse attributes. Alright. Aim not at the legs, but at the top. I'm using R3 to aim at him. And then I'm using the right stick to see where I'm aiming at. So, I'm pretty strong. He's going to come down. See that little yellow glow? You go up to them, stop, R1, and it deals a lot more damage. I'm going to finish him off with some strikes here. I said I'm going to finish him off with some strikes here. And I'm going to get the other guy. Get this out. He's kneeling because he knows I'm superior to him. He knows I'm going to fuck his ass up. Because I've done it for like 100 times already. To get my runes. Same thing, you go up to them, stop, R1. It'll put you in this animation where you do a critical hit. Some enemies will have that entry, some enemies won't. Some enemies take longer to get you to that point. I'm gonna use my flask to get some health back, and the other flask to get some FP back. I am now gonna show you the sorcerer location where you can get more spells. So, relevant to where we ran from, you might have seen that there was a grace site around here. You're like, why don't you just go to this one? It's closer. Well, Jess, you need to defeat a boss, which, because you're a noob, you're going to have a lot of trouble with. So I'm going to show you the farming location. Once you get strong enough to face Pumpkinhead over here, you will be able to use this grace site. And you will have to actually defeat Pumpkinhead to get to the sorcerer. So this is the Waypoint Ruins is where we're at right now. Somewhere in here, yep, there's a flower boss. Sorry, they're poisonous. Do not try to stay away from them. If you have too much poison buildup, it will, oh yeah, fuck that. Yeah, you'll pretty much, if you get poisoned, your health will slowly deplete until you die. And there is no way to get rid of that unless you go to a resting site of grace, or unless you have some sort of plant that cures the poisoning ailment. Right here, this is the dungeon where you meet Pumpkinhead. You go through the fog. You know, it's a relatively small room here. Okay. Strategy as a sorcerer, you treat him as a bull. Go to the corner. Well, preferably don't get trapped in the corner, but ideally you want him in the middle or far side of the arena. You let him charge at you, you go around, roll, run, and come over here, cast. Hit him 1 or 2 times with Glintstone Pebble, you know, and then he's going to come charging at you again, go around again, boom, 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 you know, don't get hit, learn his attacks, try to time it, hit him again, Glintstone Pebble. You do rinse and repeat that until he's dead. Once he's dead, you collect this grace site, and then here's a sorcerer. She is the person that will give you a lot of spells. Her beginning spells kind of suck, but if you get her a sorcerer book from somewhere else in this map, she will give you better spells and more spells. The spells that you would want to get from her include the one that I have equipped right now, which is Glint Blade Phalanx, as well as the Cavian Slicer. So these two are the spells that I would get from her. Do not waste runes or money on the other ones. They're not good. You want Glintblade Phalanx and Carrion Slicer. I'm going to show you where to get that now. You know, and if you want to continue farming the giants, which I highly suggest, once you defeat this Pumpkinhead, here's how you do it. Since you defeated it, you go here, Now you can mount your horse. You know, head on out. Make a left. Hit the hole. They're always going to be there. So you can kind of gracefully do that. I've done this hundreds of times already, so I know how to pretty much just show up and fuck people up. This is how you use the glint blade plainly. It's kind of like a drive-by type of cast. So you may have noticed that, oh, you know, I don't want the enemy to hit me while I'm casting. You know, I'm casting and then he hits me and then I can't get the spell off. Well, this is a very direct solution to that. So you cast before you get to the enemy and then you kind of do a drive-by, you know, and it does that. And that's very effective in highly aggressive enemies that you can't really be around for long. We're now going to go to the Sorcerer Book location. And the best way to get there would be by going around. You'll see the little blue spot on the map. The Sorcerer Book is there. And you can see it's kind of like if you ride this road all along, you can kind of get there anyway. That's accessible to you even without meeting the Sorcerer first. You don't need to meet her first for that to appear. But obviously in order to give that book to her, you have to defeat the Pumpkinhead. Level up until you feel comfortable enough to defeat Pumpkinhead. And so you'll see enemies there. You don't have to mess with them. You can go around this way. Can make that jump. Let's go over here. Don't fall off, because that's a very just thing to do. You would like just fall off gracefully with this little dumb horse, you know. Okay. Go here. You can ignore this guy. There's a gap in between here. Don't forget to jump. And your Sorcerer Book is going to be on this dead guy. You collect it. You can collect things while you're on your horse, just as a point of reference. And that pretty much concludes my guide. You know, I'm hope that this helps you out, Jess, because you're a freaking noob. And you know, it's a great way to kind of get started as a sorcerer. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on my video. Thank you, YouTube, and I'll see you guys again next time for the next one. Bye, Jess.